Okay, we're live. It's Saturday, April 25th. I can tell because it's on the whiteboard.
Wait, it's Sunday, Tyler.
What?
It's Sunday.
Oh yeah, it was Saturday yesterday. Whoops, daisy. All right, well, we'll have to... Excellent.
Sunday.
That looks correct. Hey, look, it's Sunday, April 26th. I know what day it is, because it's on the whiteboard. All right, so we got our warm-up here for everybody. If you're looking for a copy of this, we post this in our feed, so you can check on that on Instagram or Facebook. And, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, just pause the video, jot things down, and then you can follow along with us at home. I'm joined today by
Coach Anna.
All right.
All right. So, if you saw the thing, the workout board posted earlier, and you look down towards the bottom, I don't know, sometimes people don't look at the bottom first, but you may want to have like a rope or some tape, or sometimes we've got these like fun spots that we use with the kids class. You can use something like that. Tyler did a bunch of videos using a rope in the shape of a circle that your foot could go in, so you could use that too. Or you could also mark yourself off like a little place mark with some tape or whatever you have. You don't necessarily have to have one, but it's kind of helpful. So we're going to use that for our footwork towards the end of the workout today. So to start with, we're going to put 30 seconds on our timers. I'm going to use my phone today, and we've got a little sequence of things that we're going to do, and we're going to go through that sequence twice. So we'll get 4 minutes of our cardio. Usually we're like all about that 3-minute number, but I like to do my single leg things on both feet. So we're going to get 4 minutes today. So our first one is going to be a 2-foot bounce. So if you have that rope or whatever you want, you could use that now. Otherwise, we're just going to bounce over an imaginary line or an actual line if you happen to be in a fencing club. So we're going to do that for 30 seconds. Then we're going to switch to single foot and take it as slow as you need to feel balanced. We'll switch to our other foot. And then the last one I've got is in, out, out. So the first one, we're going to keep both feet together. Then we're going to do one foot on its own. And then we're going to do coordinating both feet. So we're going to have 30 seconds for each one. We're going to rotate, do it twice in a row. If you need to have water in between, have some nearby. That way you can grab it and jump back in. All right. Maybe I'll put 2 minutes for the first set on. All right, I will let you know when to switch. I put the whole first set on mine. If you're using a Tabata timer, you can make it beep at you for the whole thing. And here we go. Double foot bounce. If you happen to have like an aerobic step or something at home lying around, you could go up and down on that to sort of change the intensity. And switch to one foot, whichever foot. And I'm a little wobbly today. And if going across something is not where you're at today, just do it in place. And switch to your other foot. If your timer falls asleep, wake it up. All right, last thing. In, out, out, or just step forward, step back. One, two, three, four. Now I'm gonna switch which one's my lead leg. And you've got about 5 seconds left. All right. All right, reset your clock. Grab your water, wherever it is. Give yourself a little bit of a break so that when you jump back in, you're ready to go. All right, my timer's reset. Got, again, 30 seconds, 2-foot bounce, single leg, then those in, out, outs. All right, 2-foot bounce. And you can always just do jump rope or run, or whatever you feel like. Or jumping jacks. We know I like jumping jacks. All right, switch to your single leg. And if going back and forward is too much, you can do them in place. But try and go side to side. And switch feet to the other side. All right, we're gonna switch to out, out, in. And I did these on my toes. You could do these on your heels too, if you want something a little different. And I switched my lead leg through. And there's your time. Stop. All right. That's all we need the timer for the first part. Next part is our 3 steps, 3 squats. So that's going to be, sink it low a little bit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think last time, which was yesterday, we talked about how you can change it up. I think a lot of people have these bands lying around. So if you happen to have one, this is a good place where you can use it. So I'm gonna make mine, oh, I won't put mine on yet. The other part that we're gonna do with this is the glute bridge, which you could also do banded, sort of your choice. But for your glute bridge, you're gonna lay down on the floor and we're gonna put our arms sort of right by our side, and then we're gonna take our heels, dig in, push up, squeeze the butt, hold for a few seconds, come back down, push your heels into the ground, push up, squeeze, come back down. And you can also use your resistance bands there. So I'm gonna put mine just above the knee when I do them. You can alternate. You can make it a little less by going below the knee. Just don't put them on your knees, either above or right below. They also stay better if they're one place or the other. So I'm gonna go with just above the knee today. If you already use these a lot, maybe you're using a higher resistance band, or if you've never done with the band before and you're like, I need an extra challenge, maybe try a lighter resistance band. Usually yellow is lighter, green's kind of in the middle, and we've got like a blue one laying down there that's heavy. You can, if you don't have extra bands to be heavy, but you've got multiple same colors, you could also double up on bands. So we're gonna do 3 steps, 3 squats. We're gonna go back and forth 5 times, and then we'll do 5 of those glute bridges. So we're gonna do the whole sequence 5 times. So you're gonna end up with a total of 25 glute bridges and 5 times 15. So we're gonna get, 5 times 3, 15 squats. So sink down, step, 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 squat, 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 step, 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 squat, squat, squat. And I'm gonna make us go back one more time. So we do both directions, an equal amount. 2, 3. So change that to 4 squat, back and forths. All right, glute bridge. I'm just gonna keep the band so I don't have to take it off and on. It's up to you where you're at. So find your spot, make sure your feet aren't gonna slide, push those heels in, squeeze those glutes and push up, and we're gonna hold for a little bit and back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back up. Again, you have to readjust your band. They like to roll. All right. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. If you want an extra challenge when you're doing your squats, you could do your hands up here. Down for your glutes. Heels in the ground, elbows ready. Push up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it up. Again, readjust. If you've never done with the bands before, it's a good time to take it off. If you're feeling like you can't keep your form up, if it's too easy, this is a good time to adjust that way also with a different band if you have one. Or you could hold a weight for your squats. 1, 2, 3. Good. It's our third one. 2, 3. Take it back one more time. 3, glute bridges. Again, get your feet ready. Get your heels pushing into the ground. And hold 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. 4, 2, 3. 5, 2, 3. And come up. I'm gonna do my last 2 without the band today. But again, it's up to you, wherever you're at. But I wanna show some at different levels. Take it down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. Your other option for making these more challenging might be to make these jump squats, but that's up to you. 3. Last trip this way. 2, 3, glute bridges. Make sure your feet aren't going to slide on you. Line up your hips and feet. Push your heels in, and lift up, set it down, up, set it down, up, set it down, up, set it down, last one, up, set it down. All right, I think we have one more trip, then we've hit our 5, and then we can go stretch out our quads and relax a little bit. All right, here we go. Sink it low. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last time this way. 1, 2, 3. Last time this way. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last set of glute bridges. All right, line them up. Hips, knees facing that way. Dig those heels into the ground. Elbows in. Squeeze and lift. Set it down. Squeeze and lift. Set it down. Squeeze and lift. That's your third one. Squeeze and lift. And last one. Squeeze and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set it down. And woohoo! We're warmed up. All right. Quick stretches. I'm gonna start with those calf raises. You're probably feeling your glutes in your butt at this point, so we'll switch to something else. I'm gonna go up tall, and I'm just gonna walk in place or take little tiny steps forward. You're not gonna do a whole lot of these, just until I start to feel my calves. So I'm gonna stand up tall, push through my big toe, try not to try and balance on my pinky toes. This will help keep my ankles lined up. All right, I'm gonna switch, heels up, do the same thing. Again, you can do these in place. Not that big a deal. Okay, I'm gonna open out and walk in place. If I still wanna try and hit those calves, I can go up. Actually, I feel more in my calves right now. So you can also do these down low to help open those hips. I'm going to switch to inside. Just change the direction on my hip. I'm going to go nice and slow. This isn't something you would do. There's no need to do this fast. Yeah, you can try it up if you're still hoping to get a little more calf stretch. That's not necessary. Switch to our hip circles. So we're going to do just open in place. I'm going to do about 5. I'm going to close. 3, 4, 5. Change direction. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch direction. 5. Switch direction for your other foot. It doesn't really matter which way you start, if you want to start closed or open. Change. 5. Change. All right, I'm going to call that good for me. I'm going to do a few sweeps. I'm going to do about 5 on each side, I really like to hit my calves. Other people like the hamstring stretch, adjust it. But I'm going to stick one foot out. I'm going to go toe up, arms out, sit back, sweep it through, push it up, sweep it through, push it up, sweep it through, push it up, sweep it through, push it up. Last one on this side. Sweep it through, push it up, switch, arms out, sink it back, sweep, and up, sink it back, sweep, and up, sink it back, sweep, and up, to left, sink it back, sweep, and up, sink it back, sweep, and up, shake it up. All right, I'm gonna do those 3-way lunges that we did yesterday. So again, hips are gonna be square to the front. I'm gonna step forward, sink it down, push back. We're gonna go to the side, push it back, and we're gonna step back. And we'll do the other side. I'm just gonna do 3 on each side. You can do them all on the same side, or you can do right side, left side, right side, left side. I think I'm gonna do all of them on the same side first today, and then switch to my other side. Your choice on where you're more comfortable today. All right, hips forward, feet forward, step out, sink down, push back. Go to the side, sink down a little bit, push back. Step back, sink down, push forward. Forwards, step forward, sink down, push back. Go to the side, sink it down a little bit, push it back. Step back, sink it down, step forward. Last time on this side. Step forward, sink it down, push it back. Go to the side, sink it down, push it back. Step back, find your balance, sink it down, push it forward. All right, I'm gonna switch to my other side. All right, again, start from hips facing forward, step forward, sink it down, push it back. To the side, sink it down a little bit, push it back. Step back, sink it down, step forward. Go as far as you are comfortable going. You don't have to hit the floor with these. You don't have to sink all the way. If you don't have any sink left, that's fine too. Don't do extra sinking. Step back and up. Last time around. Step forward, down, push it back. Side, down, push it back. Back, down, push it up. All right, last thing, just some quick arms. So I'm gonna go with arms back. And we're just gonna go 5 or 6 times, change direction. Switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. And one arm across. We're gonna hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we're gonna move into footwork. Grab your water, get some water now. We did some bouncy warm up and some a little bit dynamic stretching, so drink the water, hydrate, don't dehydrate. All right, so here's a spot where you want to grab either your spot. We've got these. These are fun. They're like rubbery and they stick on the floor. You could also grab a rope. So we're gonna do some of those drills that Coach Tyler showed in his videos that are out on the web. So you wanna make it a circle that's big that you can put your foot into, and make sure that if you have lots of extra, that you keep it wrapped around the edge so it doesn't get in your way. If you don't have a rope or a spot, you could make a little circle out of tape or an X. Doesn't really matter. If you're doing this outside, you can use some chalk, make a circle. Doesn't really matter what you use. You just want to have kind of a target on the ground as your like little benchmark location. If you don't want to make a circle, you could use a line, and that's fine too. You could go back and forth across a line. So lots of choices, but I thought I'd do it with the rope just so it kind of goes with those drills that we've already seen. And then if there's a particular one you like, you can go back and look at Tyler's videos just for that one. So I'm gonna grab my timer.
And a quick note for anyone watching on YouTube, those videos are on our Instagram
Yes.
At the moment. So check them out there.
Look for the ones with Tyler standing in the front holding some sort of rope. I think most of them are labeled too. All right, so we're gonna start off with just advance and retreat. So here, I'm gonna start off with 1 foot in my spot, on my spot or in my circle, in my on guard stance. And when I do my advance, I'm just gonna switch which foot's in my spot or on my circle. All right, you're going to retreat and keep going back and forth. So advance, retreat, advance, retreat. So we're gonna make this a little fancy. We're gonna do those tiny mouse advance steps in place. So we did these steps in place, I think yesterday too, with our roll the dice drill. And we're gonna go for time. You can do 5 or 6 steps in place. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and I'm gonna start with my foot in the thing. Otherwise, there's no point to having a circle there. And I'll step through. Do my retreats in place and step back. And if you don't hit your spot every time, that's okay. You can adjust. So we're gonna put just a minute on the clock. We're gonna do that on our dominant side or our favorite fencing side. I'm gonna make us do it on our opposite side too. Yay! We won't do everything on our opposite side because then I would keep you forever. But we'll do the first couple of things just on both sides so you get a feel for how different it is to do it on your non-dominant side. And then maybe you can work on the other things on your non-dominant side at your leisure on a different time. All right, so I've got my minute on my clock. I'm gonna put my foot in. And again, the number of baby steps you do is up to you. You don't have to do it with me. You could do them faster or slower. We're just gonna do a minute on the clock. Get your baby steps going. And when you're ready, do your advance and retreats. about 15 seconds left. See, I already missed my step because my circle's not really a circle. It's turned into like a weird oval, and that's okay. It's just sort of a helper. All right, we're gonna pause, reset. Adjust your circle if it is turned into a non-circle shape. Woo. And I'm gonna switch. I'll go on this side, and I'm gonna use my left foot. Again, we're gonna do those mouse steps in place. Front, back, front, back, front, back. Step through, and step back. All right, let's get our timer going. Step through. And again, you can adjust this for your level by changing either the number of tiny steps, the tempo of those tiny steps, or you could even add some arm patterns in, depending on where you're at. All right, about 15 seconds left. All right, there's our timer. I'm gonna reset. All right, so we're gonna do a few other patterns, but we're not gonna go for quite as long because that advance and retreat is the thing we're gonna use the most in our fencing. So we did that one on both sides. So our next one is gonna be, I'm gonna take us down to, we'll do 30 seconds on all the others. But again, if you have more time today to do fencing footwork, you are welcome to add more time to yours or go back and do a second set with all of them. All right, so again, we're gonna keep those tiny baby steps. We're really gonna feel our legs when we're done today. So when you're done today, make sure you go do some extra stretching. You can go back to the stretches we did earlier. Do that a quick sequence again, or you could do some static stretching, or just go for a nice walk outside and hit your homework for the day, which was to go outside and enjoy the nice-ish weather. So, all right. So for this one, do our steps in place. And we're just gonna take a half step forward. Half step forward. And it's a little harder with the rope because you have something that you could run into. You're using a chalk circle or one of the spots. You're not gonna knock it out of the way. So this is really gonna help you get your foot over that line. All right, so we've got 30 seconds on our clock. Start your baby steps. And I started my timer. You could add a little arm motion there. Your check step. We're going to step through. Yes, I know that we have hit the time. Boop. All right, reset your clock. We're going to do that half step back. So I'm going to go here, back, front, for my tiny steps. And every once in a while, I'm going to do that check step back. You could add a little arm motion, or you can just focus on your feet if you want to. Again, readjust your rope if you're using a rope if it's become non-circular shaped. All right, start your feet, back, front. Start your clock, and check back, check back, check back. You don't have to do a fixed number of steps. Maybe sometimes you do 2 steps and check, Or sometimes you do 5 steps. You can mix it up a little bit. And there's your time. Reset. All right. So our next 2 footwork patterns, we're just gonna do, again, we'll stay on one side for these. We've got advance, lunge, recover, retreat. So again, we're gonna start with, we're gonna start behind our line. We'll start with 1 foot in the box. Advance, lunge, recover, retreat. And we should end back in our spot. So we're really using our spot as a kind of distance marker here. So do those tiny steps in place. Then you're gonna do advance, lunge, recover, retreat back to your starting spot. All right, 30 seconds on the clock. Start your steps. And here's your time. Advance, lunge, recover, retreat. Advance, lunge, recover, retreat. And it sounds like bowling balls are falling from above. I don't know if you guys can hear that out there.
Every upstairs neighbor I've ever had, right?
Right.
The fencing club's no different.
All right. So the next one, we're gonna add a extra lunge after that retreat. If you're not ready for that, stick with the one we just did. So advanced lunge, recover, retreat, so you end up back in the same spot. This time we're just gonna add a lunge on to the end. So we retreat, we lunge again. Again, we're still gonna be back in that same starting spot. We just have those 2 lunges. So if you're not ready for the extra lunge, just do the one we did before. Get some extra practice on that one. All right, 30 seconds. Start your feet and start your clock. Advance, lunge, recover, retreat, lunge, recover. Get your feet going. And if you forget a lunge, that's okay. You can get it on your next one. And stop. Readjust your spot. If you're feeling fancy and you have tape, you could tape your rope so it stays more circular too. Maybe for next time. All right, so the last footwork pattern I have for us today, we already did that half step forward. So we're just gonna do tiny steps, half step forward, lunge, recover, and resume those half steps, or those baby tiny steps. So again, if you're not feeling this yet, you could go back to just the half step, or you could just do one of the ones we've already done before, if the half step lunge is like brand new to you. So got 30 seconds on my timer. I'm gonna start behind the rope this time. So half step is in, lunge is out, and when I recover, I'm gonna go all the way back. So 1, 2, recover back. All right, get your feet moving. Front back, front back, front back. Start your clock. And half long, recover. Half long, recover. If you want, you can add just some halves. Do some half longs. Also, all right, that's our time. Again, you don't have to have a rope to do these. Put an X on the ground just as a sort of spot indicator. Helps you adjust your distance if you need to. And that's all I've got for today. See you guys Monday with Coach Sam, I think. And until next time, let's do our salute out real quick. Attention position for your feet. Arm out, arm up, in, out, and back down. Have a great day.